Hi, welcome. I'm getting ready to take my Louisiana State Board cosmetology practical exam. One of the skills on the exam is the Fingerwave. There's some information on their website that you can find on some of the things that they're going to be looking for the exam. Number one, the finger waves must be horizontal. The entire head must be completed. The finger wave is 4 points of the wet work section, and students have 10 minutes to finger wave the entire head. It's not a lot of time, so you're going to have to practice this a lot so that you can do it correctly and quickly. I put a chemical cap over her to keep her wet. When you go to take your state board exam, they ask that she is wet when you go. I'm going to just kind of comb her out because she's flattened out a little bit since I've had her bagged up and I didn't comb her out before. When you work with these mannequin heads a lot, the hair tends to get thinner. So she's kind of got some thin hair, but we're going to work with it anyway. All right. Now, you're working with an all-purpose comb. You see that they've got some wider teeth on one side and some fine teeth on the other side. So when you're combing, you start with your wide teeth, but if there's an area that you want to be a little smoother, you take your fine teeth and go over it, and it just smooths it nicely. Kind of brings it all together, so there's no gaps in the hair. And I'm just combing her down first, and then I'm going to smooth her with my fine teeth so that she's ready to begin. All right. She's already got a lot of gel on her. So if you see some of the goop building up on the comb, she's gelled down pretty heavily. I practice with her a lot. Okay. You're gonna need a little water. I'm gonna give her a little mist, moisten her back up, and you're gonna need styling gel. All right. So when you begin a finger wave, you see I've got her parted from about the left eyeball here up. And when you begin, place your middle finger. Don't mind my nails. My daughter did my nails. And I'm also mom like that. Okay. You're making a V with your fingers, placing your middle finger on that part and your first finger coming over. All right. Now, you're going to put your comb in here beside your finger and pull forward. Kind of switch that middle finger into there. Place your first finger down, lift your comb up, and pull it down. Roll your fingers off the head. Move back a little further and do the same thing. Using the wide teeth of your comb, you're going to grab a little bit, pull it forward, place your finger down, and rock it out. Okay? So I'm going to use my fine teeth to kind of smooth her a little bit. And I want my ridges to be a little deeper, so I'm just kind of adjusting her right there. So you see you've got your first ridge. All right. Now you're going to bring your middle finger down just below that ridge, and you're going to go the opposite direction. So I've got my wide teeth, and I'm pulling that back. Putting my finger, rocking it out. Okay. Wide teeth, pull it back, squeeze with your finger, comb it down. All right. Wide teeth, combing it back, squeeze it together, comb it down. If you rock your fingers off the head, it makes it stick down better. I'm not using a lot of gel because, like I said before, she's already pretty gelled up. But remember, we're on like a 10-minute time limit. So some ways that I've found to make this go quicker is, instead of grabbing my gel and tediously gelling each little section, I just take my comb, dip it in my gel, and I keep rocking on like that. Okay, keep scooting back. All right, make sure when you're coming around this crown of the head that you keep this finger wave moving horizontally. Okay, and there's a little bit of gap in here, so I'm going to use my fine teeth, kind of smooth that some before I remove my fingers. Okay, smooth it out as you go, make your life so much easier. All right, I'm just going to keep working around the head. I'm going to get a little more gel, dip my comb as I go. She's pretty thin right here, so this is an area that gives me some trouble, and I have to use my fine teeth to smooth her as I go. And I find that using gel as I go in this area helps also to smooth those little gaps out. See, this is my really troublesome area. She's got a little alopecia going on here. So I'm smoothing with my fine teeth. Okay, and we've made it around to the other side of our head, so we're going to start going the opposite direction. Put your finger right beneath that wave and comb back. Kind of in an awkward position here, so forgive me, but I want you to be able to see what's happening. Okay, you don't want there to be more than 2 finger widths distance space between these ridges. So if you're making them really wide, then you're going to need to come a little further up. 2 finger widths. Okay, so now that you kind of know what's going on, I'm going to do this in 10 minutes. Brush her back out here. And I'm actually going to pull her part a little further back too to help me around these bald spots or thinning areas. I'm using my fine teeth to smooth her. Out. See that old gel building up on the comb as you go. I wipe that off, it's pretty icky. This is pretty messy. You're gonna need you some clean towels to wipe your fingers and your comb. Okay. So you see, I smoothed her top out a little more, and my part was starting back here, so I didn't have as much hair to work on this thin area. I moved her part up a little bit and started pulling back from up here a little further. Okay, I'm gonna get my stopwatch and I'm gonna time myself to see how quickly I can get this done. All right, Jasmine, get into position. A little crooked there. There we go, girl. Now, got my stopwatch ready, set, and go. See, I've got to move quick. I've only got 10 minutes to do this. I'm going to smooth that as I go. Make sure those ridges are defined, because if they're laying flat, then that's what we call a shadow wave and not a finger wave, and that is not going to work. You notice that I keep moving her head so that she's directly in front of my body, and I'm not hanging around the side of her trying to make this work. This is that trouble area. I'm gonna put a little gel on my comb, smooth her down some here. You've only got 10 minutes to do this, so I have found that counting in my head as I go really helps me kind of keep my pace. If you notice I get quiet, I'm kind of counting out my time in my head. I know that if I get to her ear down here and I'm at about 240 in my counting, then I need to pick up the pace and hurry. Of course, I've kind of lost count now because I'm talking so much, but if you're finding it hard to keep your speed, count it in your head so that you know where you're at, where you need to go, and how fast you need to get there. Okay. I wrestle more with the mannequin stands than anything. They're either too tight or they wiggle themselves loose. See, her head's pushing as I'm trying to work on her. That frustrates me, but you can't let it slow you down. You just gotta work with what you got. If it looks like she's not wanting to smooth down, then just dip your comb in a little more gel. It helps. Coming around the ear here. Be careful when you're coming around this crown because it's easy to start spacing your fingers too far. Just readjust. I need some more gel. I'm looking at my time and I'm at 7 minutes. I need to hurry. I'm freaking out, man. All right. Get it together. All right, I did it in 9 minutes. I still got a minute left. So I'm just gonna kind of go through. If you drop a comb, leave it. You cannot pick it back up at State Board and stick it back on your mannequin's head because that is unsanitary. Bring extras with you when you go. Just gonna kind of make sure she's nice and smooth. And this would be when they call time. So, woo, her face is a little greasy, but she's waved. And that is how you do a finger wave.